Rand. All right, everyone, welcome back. We got a pretty big week, a lot of big announcements. CinemaCon, Switch 2. Where do you want to start, man?
We have to start with one of the biggest trailers that's dropped. Big cult following, Five Nights at Freddy's. We're talking the FNAF 2 trailer.
Yes, sir. FNAF 2. Okay, well, the first one, I think, it definitely had some fans.
Listen,
definitely had,
I think it was overhated. I'm going to be honest here. It had a very low budget to compare to what it is now because, once again, big label. Movie hasn't been
basically a triple budget increase for the second time
So
around.
now, I think it's going to be more of a horror aspect, especially how we got to see Mangle finally. I'm very excited to see Mangle, some other animatronics toy for. We have a new location now. I think this is going to be significantly better than the first one. The first one definitely had flaws.
Well, I do want to, because you're a much bigger FNAF fan.
Yes.
Five Nights at Freddy's fan than I am.
Shout out James and Pasta.
Did you enjoy the first movie?
I did. There was flaws for sure, but I did enjoy it a lot.
Because I think that's what it came down to. I think, if you were a fan of the games, I think it was definitely made for those people more than it was just the casual horror fan.
I will say right now, I agree with a lot of people with the fort building scene. Very frustrating to see because it's like, why? But at the same time, when you hear the explanation and other people's thoughts, it's like, okay, the souls of kids are still present in the animatronic bodies. It makes sense. But, personally for me, I wouldn't like that in there. But it looks like, especially with Mangle and how it looks, this is going to be more of a horror aspect, which I hope they do push the boundaries a little bit more. Obviously, it's never going to be rated R.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed too, just the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
You
could still
I get it because
it's
the franchise is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
But, horror movies, I typically like them to be R-rated. That's just me personally.
If they ever got to, the Nightmare animatronics, I'd really want that to be very terrifying. But who knows if we'll ever reach that. But I like the scene. Fast is in the beginning. I know, new location, new animatronics. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see, Josh return.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's the face of the franchise
and
now.
I'm pretty sure
in a weird way.
He is, but I'm happy it's him. And
Matthew Lillard.
I was going to say about
Matthew.
Well, I was going to say something about Matthew Lillard. I think that's his voice in the beginning of the trailer, so I'm very happy to see that, obviously he's back, William Afton. But other than that, I'm excited. It was a very short trailer. It was a teaser, 45 seconds, but
it gets you.
I think we have
enough.
I think we have some bigger news to talk about with what we just watched about an hour ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's much bigger news, but also there are 2 Predator movies coming out this year.
When was the last time we had a good Predator film besides Prey?
It was a long time ago. I mean, Prey was the first one in a while. It's also cool seeing with Alien Romulus. Both of these franchises are kind of coming back right now. 2 franchises that were very much, they were around in the early 2000s, but they took a little hiatus for 10, 15 years.
Alien versus Predator is officially
Well, actually,
canon.
I kind of forgetting because Shane Black, the guy, one of the actors from the first movie, came back and did The Predator about 10 years ago.
I remember.
Which was awful. Which was terrible.
With Danny Trejo.
It was. No, that's Predators.
Oh, no, that was Predators.
That's
yes.
Predators. I actually like Predators.
The Predators with Michael Keegan.
The Predators with Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael Key.
And it tries to be like, right when you heard, you kind of want to forget it, right?
I forget it, but sometimes there's so many
Predator. I want to
erase
that movie from my head.
There's so many Predator movies that sometimes, when you say the title, Predator, I think of the fact that there's 6 or 7 different movies, and it's connected to, xenomorphs. There's a lot going on with the lore that shouldn't have happened, so, I mean...
but this new trailer, what is it? Predator, Killer of Killers?
It looks like we're about to be gifted a very interesting take on the character. Not even interesting take, just more in depth on, their species.
Yeah.
What else they've done in their history on Earth. I'm very excited. You see a lot of different takes on, or not even different takes, but different perspectives. Samurai fighting them.
Yeah, that's so
World
cool.
War I looks like United States Air Force is literally fighting them in the air. Vikings. I mean, is there anything else that I missed?
No, I think those are the 3 they're highlighting in this animated movie. But I mean, they're doing exactly what Prey did, right? Which was let's just put the Predator in a different time period and have him fight up against a Comanche warrior, which was what was in Prey with Naru. And that was awesome. That was just a great idea. And the same director is coming back to do this animated thing. Clearly, his lens into the Predator, he likes the fact that they've been hunting for hundreds of years. You know, I think that's really cool. Like, it just adds to the lore a lot.
For those that haven't seen the trailer yet, it is very similar to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which I think stylistic-wise, which is what I'm very happy
animation
with
definitely, it's Scream, like Spider-Verse, Ninja Turtles, like that kind of vibe.
Which is something I do like because, especially with characters like Predator, it does suit him very well. So,
and the ultra violence that it can kind of lends to is going to be like insane.
I'd give it a watch. I'm very excited for it. Predator is
I'm excited. I mean, both these Predator movies coming out this year sound very interesting in their own right. One is like about predators over time periods hunting humans, and the other is supposedly about a predator teaming up with a human. Yeah. And they say it's going to be the Predator is the hero, Predator Badlands.
I mean, it wouldn't even be the first time since they've teamed up with humans. I mean, Alien versus Predator.
Alien versus Predator, that's very much
the biggest is literally one of
that one. That's not canon though. I don't want to get all specific,
I know.
But truthfully, those Alien Predator movies are not canon to the lore at all.
Some people think they still are.
They are not. I don't want to burst your bubble, whoever believes that, but Alien Predator and Alien Predator Requiem are not canon to the lore. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Alien is set in the future, in hundreds of years in the future. They wouldn't. An Alien Predator is set in 2005. Well, it doesn't make sense. You know?
The thing is, though, what about the Alien TV show that's coming out? And there was the poster.
Well, that takes place in the future.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to say this. What do you think about the poster? And I'm just wanting to.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, the Alien. I'm so happy these franchises are back.
The Xenomorph over the streetlight.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think that one takes place right before. I want to say right after Prometheus, right before Alien, the first movie. Yeah. So my knowledge, just knowing the timeline, I think they're going to explain how the Nostromo crew was even sent to go get that first alien in the first place. Yeah. You know, because it's clear that Weyland Yutani knows about xenomorphs even before that movie starts. Yeah. So I think that's what the show's about, which is cool. It's adding to the lore.
I'm excited. I just wanted to talk about that because speaking of Predator versus Alien, once again, one of the most iconic movie villains of all time is the xenomorph. I mean, collaborations 100%. With Marvel, DC. I mean, who else am I forgetting?
They have done some.
Star Wars. I think
Alien's doing a collab with DC this year.
Again, they did it with the Green Lantern Corps, and I liked it personally.
That's cool.
But cool. It's interesting to see characters like this, especially when we talked about reboots, how it works and doesn't. I mean, these are two characters right now that I am very happy, and I do want to see more of, just if done properly and it makes sense.
I mean, I love, when we bring characters back when it's been enough. We've talked about it on this channel. When it's been enough time. I think it's been enough time. Maybe not for the Predator, but at least, the Predator wasn't a good movie. Like, no. I think that character deserves a good movie. Like a Predator deserves a movie. And Prey was awesome. Yeah. Like, it actually, I'm so mad that it got released in Hulu and not in theaters. Like, it actually, and they know that was a mistake. Yeah. Like, 20th Century Studios knows that was a mistake. That's why Romulus was released in theaters. But still, like, it's a shame because Prey deserved to be as well.
Prey was one of my favorite movies of that year.
100%.
I remember on my Letterboxd, it's in my top 5, I believe.
Yeah, top 5. It generally 7. Was, and I just thought every choice in it was really smart. I mean, making it a female protagonist was really smart. Making it set in the past was really smart. Making it just, I just like that the time period thing, like this new animated thing. I've always thought, like, throw the Predator up against a pirate. Throw the Predator against a samurai, which is what they're doing. That is really cool.
You're going to see different types of combatic forms also from the Predators, which makes them more unique. A lot of people group Predator as in one, but as you watch the movies over time, you see a lot of different gadgets being used.
They're a tribal species too, and they're like it's not. They don't outright say that usually, but it's like the lore is expanded.
Well, even in certain aspects, you see a lot of the predator species do not get along with each other. I forget the species name. Otherwise, I would start quoting.
The Yautja is the name of the species.
But you're going to see a lot of different fighting styles from all of them versus different types of humans, and that's what I'm very excited for. Is it's not the same thing. Oh, predators hunting people. People went to their planet. It's more, instead of trophy hunting now, it's just seeing how the predator's adapting to different types of people instead of people adapting to the predator, which I think is
exactly. It's clear. I mean, it's always been clear in the lore in the Predator, which is something I love so much about the franchise. Even in the first movie, you could tell that humans aren't really a threat to them, but they are because humans can think like intuitively.
They
you know what I mean?
They
Like,
undermine the human.
you know
species.
what I mean? Like a normal human just like physically can never beat a predator, but it's a human mind that they've clearly discovered over hundreds of years of hunting them that it's possible a human can take one of them
100%.
down.
And
so that's why they hunt them.
They treat them like a trophy animal, almost like how people would treat like deer, except deer do not think, how we do. So
predators are, pretty advanced species, so it's kind of like it's like we're the, it makes sense that humans are the hunties.
Hand-to-hand combat, a human is getting destroyed. So now seeing ninjas, samurai, like this is gonna be cool. Vikings, like even in the airspace, like how are they even gonna do that? Like World War I, that's what I'm excited for. I mean, the death you'll see in the trailer if you guys watch it, how he literally sends his grappling hook from his ship, goes through the Air Force's rear of the plane, grapples onto the person's chest and rips them right out.
That's what I'm saying. These predators are so far advanced from humans that it's such an advantage.
and it's cool because you get to see the creativity from like people, and even like to what the predator would be, simplistic tools.
Yeah,
and it's
literally
super
to them,
advanced.
simple. Yeah, it's literally like
it's awesome.
The most insane gadget. I mean, we're talking about DC for a second, but we definitely got to talk about Superman for like
we have to talk. We have to talk about Superman. I think we should definitely talk about the Peacemaker teaser. And
I mean, James Gunn is clearly at full force right now. He's not afraid to really even talk about anything right now. And this new Superman spot that was shown at CinemaCon, and it's shown before the Minecraft movies now in theater. We'll get there too. But I actually loved it. I thought that was a great little, first of all, perfect scene in the show because it doesn't really show, no spoilers really, I don't think. A little, I guess, aside from Superman's like hurting it, but we have no clue what's happening.
I think it's just an extended, more in depth, same scenes of the first trailer, which I'm very fortunate James isn't giving us too much because one thing we have always agreed on is I'm sick of trailers giving us too much.
Yeah. Even if Lex is the main villain, I don't really want to know his motivations. I want to know nothing going into this movie.
I don't want to know who, like, even the kaiju he fights, and even like Metamorpho shows up. Like, there's a bunch of characters in this movie. It's like, damn, what are all their roles? But a lot of people gotta understand something going to this movie. This universe is already established. Superman's already a hero. Lex Luthor's already his villain. There's I don't know about the Justice League, but Damian Wayne is confirmed to be, alive and already Robin. Like, we're gonna get a Batman Brave and the Bold movie. Like, go in and be like, all right, the DC universe already exists. There's gonna be characters people don't know, so I'm excited to see who makes like not even a cameo, but like has a very small role. Or just
I think there's gonna be a lot of different shout outs to a lot of different things. Hopefully, my only concern is I just don't. It's hard because it's Superman, but Superman should not get sidelined in his own movie.
No,
that would be a problem.
It would be a very big problem unless they're trying to show that, like how Marvel would focus on some of their big heroes, like maybe that anybody can have a role in this universe, you know. But I want to talk about the Fortress of Solitude.
I thought it looked so cool, dude.
It looked so cool. It made me so happy because the entire interior, ironically, before I saw that trailer, 2 days prior, I watched For the Man Who Has Everything, the episode from Justice League Unlimited.
Great episode.
And it looked very similar. Not super identical, but you could see like the inspiration both from the comics that they both got, and it just made me happy because it's like, wow, James is...
It's the most comic accurate the Fortress has been.
It's the little things.
I mean, since Superman Returns.
Yes, but it's the little things to me, and James Gunn really does care at the characters. Like, the fact that he understands the dynamics between characters, brings them to life, such as how he did in Guardians and Peacemaker. It's just now that he has such a big role in this universe and reviving it, I think he can do great things, especially with the man that really created the superhero genre, Superman. Yeah,
he's being given the biggest character he could possibly be given.
This, and it's as long as, listen, a lot of people aren't agree with this, but this is the biggest superhero of all time.
Yeah,
not currently. Currently, like we could say it's Spider-Man.
There's
and
no
a
way
bunch
you
of
can't
those,
agree with that. His name is Superman.
Yeah, he's the first superhero ever. I mean, currently, I'm gonna say like probably Spider-Man because of obviously
popularity,
reasons.
but
yes, but the
you
most
got to give credit where credit's due
Superman.
here, and Superman is
100%.
the number one.
I like Crypto too in it. I really liked
Crypto
it.
looked cool.
And the one thing I like about Superman that he also showed in the trailer is Superman. Yes, he's looked as an immortal god, but he still can get hurt, especially if Lex has kryptonite, which is what I think is definitely what happened. I mean, who knows? He could have fought Metallo. He could have fought somebody else.
I personally like, especially if it's his first movie, where he faces a more
challenging,
a more human threat, as opposed to something like General Zod being the first. I actually love Man of Steel. I'm not saying that's a problem, but I guess me personally now, I would love to see more a throwback to the Reeve days where it's him fighting just Lex or some human that has some plot. You know what I mean? And he fights General Zod in the second movie, but I like that as the second movie. You know, he gets into that role of being the Kryptonian god that he is.
That's why I wouldn't mind more of like a Parasite or even a Metallo.
That'd be cool.
Those to me aren't like, listen, they're still popular supervillains.
I'd be okay with Metallo, but Parasite, I don't want any extraterrestrial threats just yet. I don't want that yet.
That's respectable. I just thought since it's already an established universe, like,
I mean, you could think that. I personally think even with the established world, I'd rather him face a more down the earth villain right off the bat, and then eventually move on to like some supernatural foe. Yeah, eventually.
And I'm very excited to see what Guy Gardner's
role in the movie is,
what it's going to be, because now we have the Lantern Show, and for people that know, like, the ring's already leaked.
He was just confirmed to be appearing in that, Nathan Fillion.
We have Nathan, who's playing Guy. We have Jon Stewart. Brolin's playing a very old Hal Jordan. I thought interesting.
Kyle Chandler.
Oh, it's Kyle Chandler. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why
they were considering Brolin.
That's what it was.
Kyle Chandler is playing an older Hal Jordan.
Thank you for correcting me. And then is Kyle Rayner gonna be in it? I don't remember.
I don't think so. No announcement on Kyle Rayner.
No announcement.
But we have three of the main Lanterns in one show, which is kind of nuts.
I'm very excited to see the dynamic, and it's rated R.
They are going for a serious tone.
And I want to see them explore more than just Earth sector.
Also, just any show going on HBO, I'm like here for. Like, you know,
yeah,
like...
James just understands like doing in space stuff. So I mean, it's gonna be very hard to miss with the Lantern Corps. They have some of the best stories and most underrated stories I think out of the entire DC universe. They just never get touched. You got a gold mine right there. So
another, I guess we'll just move down the train with movies. We've had one of the craziest weeks ever with movies in a while, because a Minecraft movie came out last Thursday.
I
don't know. This movie took the world by storm, clearly. I think most people thought it was going to be a flop. But honestly, the week before, I was thinking, I was like, what other movies do young people have to see right now? Snow White? Like, no one is seeing that.
Yeah, well, take this, like, people are saying, oh, it's going to be so bad with Jack Black. Yes. Okay, that's the first thing. Not a great movie.
Yeah.
You have to understand something. Even if this movie did have a bigger meaning, people aren't going to see the story. They're going to see the fact that it's a Minecraft movie, which is debatably one of the biggest, actually probably is one of the top 3 biggest games generationally of all time.
I just think, shouldn't this came out like 10 years ago?
I agree with you.
Maybe 5 years ago even.
I agree with you. I would like in the future to see an animated movie.
It's still, like, I'm just trying to think like the studio right now. Yeah. Like, it's still a relevant IP, I guess. And that's why it was made.
It gets updated a lot.
It's still relevant. It still is. But imagine 5-10 years ago, a Minecraft movie came out and it was... And I also feel like this movie did itself a little bit of a disservice. Like, I feel like it should have been catered more for, like, teenagers and, like, young adults rather than kids. It was definitely marketed to kids, you know, like, which is fine. Kids should be able to see it, but I feel like it should have had more of the Barbie lens, where it was like a little bit more crude humor, like, you know, like, I don't know.
I agree with you.
I
also thought Barbie. The one thing I did like about the Barbie movie, I'm not gonna talk long about this, but the bigger meaning really made that movie look at like
actually having there was actually a reason for that movie
crazy good substance. Yeah. And I remember when I saw like Oppenheimer before, because everyone was making jokes about the Barbenheimer feature, but
I saw Oppenheimer right before I saw Barbie.
So did I, and I saw both, and I enjoyed both. And I was like, honestly, respect Barbie for this, like, big respect. It's not like they, regardless if Barbie had a meaning or not to it, like, that was gonna make money. That's one of the biggest, you know.
But to compare it to Minecraft, they're both gonna make money. But which one was a good movie? You know,
Barbie was a good movie. Minecraft wasn't.
Exactly.
That's the difference between the two.
Both fun watches for sure.
Yes,
but for different reasons.
Yes,
very
exactly.
Different reasons.
I mean, it seems like Minecraft, they took advantage of the brain rot generation we're in right now.
Yeah, that's why I have some issues with it, and also like this whole meme trend of people just trashing movie theaters. Like, it is funny, but it also is like, come on, like, it's getting to a disrespectful place where it's like, you're just like, what are you doing?
I'm happy to see people in theaters again.
No, I love to see people in theaters, but it's ironic that this is the way we have to see it.
The trashing is insane. Some
crazy.
Of the videos I saw, someone threw up in the theater purposely everywhere, and then like all sorts of stuff. It's like, come on.
It's like, I actually feel bad for these minimum wage workers.
But I want to say something about Jennifer Coolidge in that movie. The adult humor.
That was the one. That was the one joke, funny. And like there was some crude humor in there.
A couple.
There was the Jermaine Clement cameo earlier in the movie that I thought was hilarious because he's doing an American accent, which is just really funny. Like that's fucking funny. And then you had Jennifer Coolidge just dating a villager. That's funny, but I feel
making sex jokes to Jason Momoa.
That's funny, but it's just that everything else. It's the green screen, 80% of the movie, all that stuff, which is very kiddie and I feel like it could have lent a little bit more from like the Nacho Libre, who literally Jared Hess, the director, directed. I expected more of that kind of humor in the movie, and we didn't get it.
One thing I want to say also about just for just Minecraft in general, in the future, I really want to see an animated movie out of them.
My first thing when I heard that this was going to be live action was, what? Why is it live? Like, why didn't they just make an animated movie?
I agree, but at the same time, it's look how much money they're about to make.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they clearly lent into the fact that this whole movie is a meme.
Look at the partnerships with so many brands they've had over the years. I mean, look.
I actually will hand them this. They've had some great collaborations for this
Steve
movie. The McDonald's collab was great.
Forget about that. Steve ended up in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like, I was trying to think of, like, the most unique one, and that is one of the ones I can think of. Like, we have Minecraft.
This game is universal. It's huge.
It's never gonna die.
I will not be shocked if this movie makes a bill.
It's been around since we've been in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at this now. Like, I'm in grad school now. Look at the longevity of the game. That is
very true.
That is the other reason, and millions of people still play it. Probably
absurd amount of longevity.
So my point is, and even people that don't play anymore, people are gonna see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the game is so famous. I mean, look how many streamers. I mean, even if they had a cameo from, like, I don't know, someone random, as much as I would have loved to see Stampy and a bunch of other YouTubers in it, but, like, that's another thing. They could just have so many cameos. I mean, so much publicity from YouTubers and streamers that used to play it. I mean, it's one of those where it's touched so many fans and created such a big fan base that it was going to, regardless.
Yeah, it was going to do well.
It was just going to do well. And moving on from the Minecraft movie.
We'll move on from I guess perfect segue, though, is video games, another big week for video games in general.
The Switch 2.
Switch 2 is coming out. They did an entire Nintendo Direct last week announcing its features, some of the new games. A lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I guess we'll just start the price point.
$450.
It's a bit steep. But what they're going for here is, I think, a portable system that is going to be as powerful as, like, a PlayStation 4, Xbox One. That kind of makes sense for a $450 price. Like, if it really is that,
it's
for
not going to be as powerful, but
yeah,
it's going to be so much more. I mean, at least what I saw, people said like the graphics was 10 times better than the previous Switch. So happy with that. I hope they fix, especially Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. A lot of people know that there was a lot of bug issues. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that fixes it. I mean, Donkey Kong getting his own Mario Odyssey version.
Yeah,
very
or
cool.
type game, the Donkey Kong Bonanza. Well, this is the first 3D Donkey Kong title in over 10 years.
Yeah, no, that's massive news. I mean,
it's crazy for DK fans because it really is his first big title in a while.
And did you see the Mario Kart league with all the different characters?
Well, the Mario Kart's interesting because we've talked about Mario Kart in the past. We thought there was everything that could have been done with that franchise had been done, although open world hadn't been done.
Nope,
that's the route they're going
for. It looks
for.
Good, and then look how many more characters there are.
Yeah, so many. A crazy amount.
They're
throwing in Moo Moo Cow.
They're not going to stop, and that's what I kind of like about it. Is every time we're like, we're not going to think, like, even with Super Smash Bros. Like, I'd be like, we're not going to get something better, and we do. Like, it's not even fan service. Like, the only thing they could really top in this game for the next Smash specifically, Waluigi just is added.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many characters you can add from Nintendo labels that Waluigi's like top of the list right now for people.
I don't even know. Is there going to be another Smash? I have no clue.
See, I haven't been like fully updated like I usually am, so I'm not going to confirm or deny.
I don't think there's been confirmed plans for another Smash. I would love if there's a new Smash coming out because I think with a new system coming, exactly.
Every system,
every new Nintendo system, except for those that are portable or specifically portable.
Yeah.
Have had a new Smash release. So you're right. I think naturally there should be a new Smash game. But we know with the Smash creators, there's been some talk that, Ultimate was going to be the last title.
One, yeah.
I think it's inevitable we'll see another Smash game, though. It's too big of a franchise, and it also contains all these different franchises, you know what I mean, that get updated. There could be new games that could be added to Smash. It's a game that could constantly evolve. So I think it should come back.
And there's going to be more and more collaboration, especially how we got Banjo-Kazooie, Steve. Like, I think we're going to get a couple characters that are definitely not from, this console or from anything remotely close to it.
There's so many more things they could really do.
There's going to be a couple other collabs. There's so many fighting games out there, too. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we get, like, a random person that from, like, 15 years ago, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Exactly.
I wouldn't be shocked if Crash Bandicoot somehow showed up into Smash at some point.
Mm-hmm. But there's so many, especially Sony characters, and you know.
Talking about longevity, though, real quick, I want to touch upon the Adventure Time 15-year anniversaries today.
Wow.
And I just think it's crazy to think 15 years ago, I'm in elementary school, and I see the pilot that was on Nickelodeon originally for Adventure Time gets sold to Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I think it's a top 2 Cartoon Network show story-wise of all time. No disrespect to regular show. I think it is better story-wise. I mean,
story-wise, I think
story-wise,
no one's going to argue that regular show's better.
No,
you know?
A lot of people do argue it. I mean, listen, I enjoy regular show a lot. It's such a good show, but Adventure Time spinoffs have been insane. I mean, Fiona and Cake's depth, where it's like it was originally Ice King's Diary. Next thing you have a whole show, and it's the fucking sentient being Prismo wrote a whole story, put in Ice King's brain. It's a whole. The lore is insane. You have a spinoff that was for like it wasn't TV mature, but there was blood, which you don't see in Adventure Time. Years later, called Distant Lands. Now, last year, and it got brought up again, they greenlit a movie. They also greenlit 2 other shows. People think it's gonna be season 2 of Fiona and Cake because how insane it was. There's not a lot of shows from my childhood I could sit back and be like, wow, that's crazy that this is blowing me away as an adult.
Yeah.
The in-depth stuff. I'm just excited that we're going to get more content with it because it's just gone up ever since.
It's true. It's definitely one of those franchises that screams, there could be more,
Yeah.
Something more could come from it.
And speaking of continuation, August 21st is season 2 of Peacemaker.
Yeah. It's coming back.
And definitely want to talk about now. Frank Grillo is going to be playing Flag Senior and bridging together Creature Commandos, the Suicide Squad.
Basically bridging together 3. It's hard to wrap my head around it because it's basically bridging together the Suicide Squad, which is connected to the old DCU, with the new DCU, which Peacemaker it's hard to even explain.
It's hard to explain, but James said he's got it. So I'm curious just to see what he does. I don't think a lot of people are like, he probably won't do anything about it. No. If you're going to recast Aquaman and all of them and have a different casting, why is he not going to fix what happened when he has the Snyder League or Justice League Snyder's version? Like why wouldn't he touch that up?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
I think he still has. It's It's interesting because I feel like at this point, there's no way they know every single one of their Justice League members. Like they're not They haven't casted a new Flash. They haven't casted a new Wonder Woman. I'm sure they haven't casted a new Batman even for the DCU if they're doing that. So
not that we know of.
Not that we know of. So at least, from the public eye, they haven't done that yet.
Because Lobo was known months before we even.
That's what I'm saying. They're carefully picking these projects before they even worry
Clayface
about
is
that
rated
other
R
stuff.
officially too. That's big.
Yeah, I mean that's a good choice. Yeah. I think that's the right choice because you got Mike Flanagan writing the script, and clearly they're going for a horror vibe. So, like I said before, horror movies should be rated R.
As they should though. There's a lot of characters in the DC universe that are horror based. I mean, we were talking about it the other day.
Well, it's like kind of with Joker too. Of course, that was gonna be rated R.
No, 100%. I mean,
any villain movie most of the time should be rated R.
No, but there's a lot of sentient beings and immortal beings in the DC universe that are just horror based. I mean, the Upside Down Man is.
You got the whole Justice League Dark, which is just the dark, the dark horror version.
Constantine is always with demons.
Yeah, it's just a Constantine, and we're gonna see another Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves, which would be another horror based superhero.
Crazy
movie,
crazy to think we're getting Keanu Reeves as Constantine.
That's
again.
wild.
That's
wild.
It's cool. I'm here for it. I definitely don't want to connect it to the new universe. I want to see a blonde British actor playing.
Let's keep that separate. I think that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's all we had to talk about today. We'll catch you guys next time.